happens when you slap a bearfish?
The bear falls over. I just saw.
No, you get eaten. You get turned into cooked fish. Let's see.
The bear falls over. I just saw that.
I'm going to ask all your former colleagues how they put up with your shenanigans.
But we're onto the rift here, Opal. And it's going to be a Conqueror Udia that's picked up with a Conqueror Riven.
Some extra damage here and there. Take a look down here. Badger also going to be running the Cleanse on the Kedge, but not opting into the spell book. So I'm not going to have an Exhaust or an Ignite for that lane. Just looking to play pretty safe here when going into a Braum and the Bane. Skirmish is set up here. We'll see Endless get a little bit late into lane, but that's Morgana, so it'll just be fine.
Get him with the Tiger Stance.
Get him! Go get him!
Udia used to be my favorite cheese pick to play.
Oh.
Because, get it one more time. Can't do it. What you used to be able to do with Udia is you play him top lane with Ignite, and then you buy the Fortify pot back when it cost 350, red pot.
Yeah.
And then you stick inside the second brush in the top lane, you wait for them to enter lane, for that Blast Cone MVP. And you'd already have your Bear Stance active, so you'd hit them twice, so your Bear Stance procs. Bear Stance does damage over the time, the same way Ignite does damage over time. So you hit them, you hit them one or two more times with the increased attack speed Bear Stance gives you. Tiger Stance gives you. I said Bear Stance does damage over time. That's wrong. Bear Stance stuns. Tiger Stance does damage over time. And then you hit them again with the second Bear Stance because you've already procced the first time. And then use Ignite. Instant dead. Worked every time. It was a lot of fun. And then they took away my red pot. And I was very upset I couldn't cheese anymore.
That and every mid-ribbon back in the day. I was just looking for quick kills, but we'll see here. Minion's going to crash in onto lanes. It's going to be a blue side start on the side for our Udyr. We'll keep track of where he's going to go. Ends up going for that scuttle right away, and we get ourselves a nice quick pause. Quick pause. Resume. I command you. All right.
So, this is what we've seen so far, Opal. So, Johnny started at red buff and went down towards Krugs, of all camps. We had Udyr go towards blue buff, took Gromp, and then went over to Scuttle Crab. That's it.
That's pretty much
That's all we've seen so far.
That's all we've had.
Morgana's pushing in Vladimir. Vladimir doesn't do very well with early pushes, so... Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much there. Could already see a clear speed difference, though, coming out between the two. He already took Gromp, he already took Blue, now he's on his Scuttle.
Fair, but...
Expected, though. It's a Sejuani versus a Udyr.
Krugs should take the longest out of all camps to take down, though, for any jungle champion, you'd think.
Good thing.
What do you think of, like, Russian dolls? You just kill one, and then two more pop out, and you're like, ah!
Who's going to be the Russian doll champ?
It needs to have a skin, like a Russian doll skin.
Actually, for Kench, that'd be pretty good. But hey, look at this. We got ourselves a nice invade coming out. Let's see whether or not Turn is going to be... They just walk past each other, Fish! Who takes that way on a Sejuani?
Oh, he was trying to avoid Udyr.
Yeah, that's just some mind games there.
Did it. And he took away Krug, so let's see if Udyr actually goes down towards Krugs here. Because he's going to be able to take away Raptors. That's it. He just wanted the Raptor change. He'll lose the topside pressure on towards Scuttle Crab.
Little Crab going to be picked up here by Rebend.
And again, remember, it's going to be difficult for Udyr to do anything but fight Sejuani or head top lane and get a gank going for Riven. And that's a great ward being placed down by Rabenga. That's going to spot out if Udyr moves away from Raptors or towards the red buff. Actually, he doesn't spot him moving towards red buff, so he's going to go in and there might be a fight between the junglers.
We'll see there. Going to have to deal with it. It looks like Brian taking some damage there. Does get back to safety, though, as Rebend decided, nah, don't really want to deal with that, so not going to get free buff. Like the aggressive playstyle, though, still coming up from the Sejuani. He still wants to try and go for it.
I mean, look at this. There's no way for Udyr to jump into mid lane. Morgana's going to push in Vladimir. That's good. This is why champions like Orianna, Talia have always done really well against Vladimir. It's because he can be pushed underneath turret very well. That's not where Vladimir wants to be. It's hard to kill Vladimir because he just has great sustain, sanguine pool, makes him invulnerable to being targeted.
On top of that, too, if you even get close enough to the Vladimir, and he hasn't used pool just yet, you can just go ahead for the pool.
And then bottom lane as well, it's being pushed in by Kai'Sa Time Kench. Now it's bouncing back after hitting the turret. So Vayne and Braum will slowly push this one out. So there's not much for Udyr to do except for try and fight Sejuani. Well, in that case, he took away one Raptor Camp. So that's what Udyr's done so far. Stolen a Raptor Camp. Not bad. He has a slight tempo advantage. So early camp steal this... A camp steal this early does help him out. But I want to know what he's going to do next. Where does this Udyr attack, or how does this fit in the team composition that Don't Mind have drafted?
Take a look here. CS numbers looking pretty even. We've got Cruz playing against the Riven this time. Already looking to jump on in.
I feel like this was a take away from Cruz.
I think so too, yeah.
Because they picked it very early into the second phase of drafting before Fiora was shown. I feel like this was just Kyler saying, I don't want to play against Cruz's Riven, so I'm going to play the Riven. And right now, he's not doing too well against this Fiora. Great sliding coming out from Cruz, making sure he procs all the vitals. No potion available for Kyler anymore. But here he is, Opal.
Big Bear plays.
The man bear pig who walked over a ward in the tri-brush. They know exactly where he is.
Gonna show himself.
Oh,
Coming on over. Flashes in! For the bear slap, it ain't happening, Fish. Oh, Cruz is dancing. Cruz knows. Oh. All right, Fish, so I'd like to have
So let's just
in
pretend
chat.
that none of that happened. Put an F in chat. Pay respects for the flash bear slap that didn't go. The bear slap that couldn't. And let's just pretend that never happened. Firstly, walk straight over a ward. That's the first part. Secondly, why would you even flash there? I know that Cruz used the riposte.
Well, like, he still has Q.
Yeah, he still has CS. There's plenty of ways to get through, but still! First blood!
Kyler hit that level 6, immediately goes for the kill on Cruz. And Cruz, we talked about being a good Riven. You should know, once that level 6 pops, you might as well go aggressive onto the Fiora. So that's going to be first blood going on over to Don't Mind.
All right, so I'm putting my tinfoil hat on right now, right? Udyr flashed in the lane to make him feel a little bit more confident. There we go. Overconfident there.
Kyler, once he hits level 6, instantly. Even that wind slash damage, that looked like a lot. Not the start they were looking here for the side of Cruz. Did get enough gold, though, to pick up that Tiamat, so we'll be able to provide some decent wave clear on the Fiora, and also some decent damage. Going to go ahead, clear out the control ward, and get back into lane, but Cruz behind.
It's not horrible because Cruz already had a CS lead for himself, so the gold is not going to be drastically in favor for him. Maybe 100, 200 gold, which at this stage can make the difference between an item or two. It feels like maybe a longsword extra here in favor of Kyler, but Caulfield's Warhammer is cheaper than a Tiamat anyway, so not a huge advantage. Cruz will be licking his wounds a little bit though. Not going to be very happy about that outplay. But tinfoil hat, you know, Udyr jumps into the lane, flashes forward, makes Fiora overconfident.
It was just
allows Kyler to get the level advantage, leveling up suddenly, and then gets the kill.
I'm interested here.
Bear strats, not bear slaps.
Bear strats. Also, do you go for the warrior right now on Udyr then, or would you rather go for the attack speed? You already picked up a longsword there.
So, I know that warrior is probably the way to go. I think there are some cases to go for that, but here's a fight.
Oh, grand challenge, not able to land though. As they try to get the Sejuani ultimate to come out, stun will still land, and Cruz is able to trade back a kill up and toward that top lane and equal out the score.
Great play from both Cruz as well as Rebenga. That's a good punishment to Kyler. He already got an early kill. But this puts it back in Cruz's favor. He's going to be able to push this in. The second kill is always more important because now there's no teleport to bring Riven back to lane to try and pick up all the CS. He's going to be forced to walk back in, and by this time, majority of this wave or all of this wave would have died. And Cruz even has a chance to try and get a turret plating. That first kill, yeah, 100 gold, maybe 200 gold. This kill is so much more worth.
That is going to be Cloud Drake. Aggro here by Don't Mind. Classic Udyr, even though they know it's going on, still going to try and go for it himself. This is a bit risky too, because they do have priority starting to push back into that lane, so they could rotate up here and stop this. He's down pretty low. still going to try and go for this. He's taking a decent
Get him,
amount of
Brom.
damage.
You get it, Brom.
Go get him. He's
got
going to
the
98. He's going to go in. He doesn't even care. He gets the smite off, but it doesn't matter.
You've got to
here.
be kidding.
Oh, they turned around. It's the classic Udyr strat. Able to survive. Hemoplague was popped here. They're looking to try and chase down Endless, but
Did he miss the Hemoplague?
I know he got the Hemoplague. The particles, though, looks really. He's got the water skin, so it's a bit dark. Ooh, nice little pickup here. Fortunately, though, no real hard CC, but the damage is there. One more auto could have done it. Ends up going underneath with the killer instinct. Oh, no! Ooh!
Just out of tower range there, Opal. Really nice condemn into the wall coming out from the Vayne. Interesting to note, good micro play coming out from Tom Kench there. Hit Susan. He's just trying to kill everyone right now. This Brom.
He's bloodthirsty. But it is the
It's a real gangster right there.
It's the Udyr classic where you think you got him, you don't have him. He's still going pretty aggressive here. We also have another ultimate here by
This
Reben.
is ultimate. If you watch that play again, the pick onto Vayne, a nice move coming out from Tom Kench and from Tom Kench there was the Q that he threw out to slow the Vayne was thrown backwards. So when Vayne tried to juke the skill shot, the slow that came out from Tom Kench, she walked into it and took the damage, was slowed, allowing Hauser to come back in and pick up the kill. So really nice micro plays coming out from Badger there. And don't mind get a pick in the bottom lane. But tinfoil hats on again. Udyr. Getting so low by Dragon. And then Brom comes in. He can taste the fear. He can smell blood in the water. It's leaking throughout the river. He's like a shark at that point. He just knows. He knows he can go for the kill, but Udyr, 300 IQ play, you know, smites the dragon and just bear stances his way away, puts on the turtle shell, he goes, and then he's okay. And then Brom's just sitting there, caught with his pants down, he's like, oh, I don't have it. Thought I had that.
That's also the power of having that scuttle, too, at that dragon pit. Gave him the extra move speed, got to safety. And doing the Udyr classic in solo queue where you bait the enemy team into making mistakes, and that gives them a 2-kill lead. They got themselves an 800 gold lead overall. Also a nice pickup there. Looks like Hazwa wants to go once again toward this Stormrazor approach on the Kaisa. We already see the BF and as well as the energized ship.
So you're talking about the attack speed general item for Udyr or the Warriors enchantment. I think you always go Warriors. I think there is a case to be made if you have like 10 kills or something. Sure, go for the attack speed item and that's fine. But more of if you're behind, Warriors is just so much better as well. And even if you're ahead, you get that spike earlier from Warriors. It's one of the best upgrades for a jungle item because the simple, like you can have a Caulfield's Warhammer and the Stalker's Book, right? And then it's about 750, 650, somewhere there to upgrade it. That upgrade has, in terms of item efficiency, is one of the best item efficient upgrades in League of Legends. So it makes sense to grab it. It's powerful if you're ahead, powerful, gives you a bit of stats if you're behind, allowing you to try and catch back up. I think it makes the most sense.
We then gonna go ahead, pick up the Rift Herald. The giant pig that pops up with the skin. Rift Herald pretty early on in the game too, because usually we see the Rift Heralds come in a little closer to that 20.
Oh, here he is.
No.
You know what it is.
Spotted. He just flashes away.
Oh, they got him. Get back in there.
Go in. Get him. Oh, they got the Seeker right there. They could go for this. Tom Kench going to go onto the back as well. Kyler going to join in onto the fight. Tajwani Ultimate is going to be able to interrupt. The Cathian Rain comes in, does some damage, but still no one falls. And it all stems, Fish, from this Udyr causing mayhem.
He just looks confused. Like he ran in, he got spotted by the scrying plant, he was like,
oh no. Oh, cheeky steal almost.
And then Tom Kench is like, the binding hit and just takes him the shortest Tom Kench ultimate I've ever seen. Like into the back line. So play fizzled out. Neither of the teams really had anything to lock people down. Missing some crucial spells there as well. But Dragon does go in favor of Don't Mind. They pick it up. I was going to say Doesn't Matter. I don't know why I was about to call their team Doesn't Matter. The name is Don't Mind. Oh, that's a Rift Herald being thrown into the mid lane, though, with lots of turret plate in pickup. Stay close enough for the gold.
Oh, 320, but guess what? Kyler's over there to the side, and here comes the bear himself. Unfortunately, that's that pool factoring in for that Vladimir. Makes it really hard to try and get a stun on him.
Difficult to lock him down. Protobelt picked up as well, so he didn't even have to flash. Even if Udyr was trying to chase him throughout that sanguine pool, Protobelt was enough to disengage there. Very chaotic game. And so far, we haven't seen much out of this Udyr. I know we can joke a lot, but it hasn't made any significantly impactful plays. I want to see a bit more out of Rebenga. He already missed a couple of ultimates.
Yeah, we've seen about 2 or 3 in the lanes.
And his first gank was great. On towards top lane, turned the tides in Cruz's favor. It's a Death Dance being picked up first by Kyler here. Then we have the Ravenous Hydra being picked up by Cruz. So they're just going to be sustaining throughout this lane.
Also just getting that raw AD coming in, as well as some cooldown reduction too. Riven's really like that. Instead of opting in for the Black Cleaver, we also do have the Udyr still roaming up toward the top side. Gonna go off back to the base though. Been sitting on some gold. Still pretty even game overall though. Still no towers have been taken. It's only a 200 gold lead, if you don't mind. They got themselves that Cloud Dragon though, especially on an Udyr too. You like having that extra move speed.
Now, I really hope the way Don't Mind play these future team fights and skirmishes as a protect the Kai'Sa comp. You've got great ways to protect Kai'Sa. You've got a Tahm Kench and a Morgana. That's already so much protection. Then you add an Udyr into it, and then Kyler can do whatever he wants. I hope Kyler split pushes the entire game and somehow gets the upper hand. That's what I want to see out of this one. But he's been pushed in quite heavily by Cruz, dominating this matchup so far.
Still contesting every CS there from Kyler. We do have Reben also still up here in the top lane. Flash is available for Kyler. It does have that for safety. Ultimate is up.
Look at how far back Kyler's playing there. He's not even risking the chance that Rebenga's in that bush. He's going to wait, see where they are. But another proactive play being made by HG. Vladimir's coming in for a deep flank. This could be a 3-man dive. Kyler's making the right move, backing away as far as possible.
Is able to get to safety there. Ultimate's available for Reben, but decides not to pull the trigger. Down ball lane. That's a flash forward for the tongue. And here comes Udyr. They're looking to go on in. Killer Instinct is going to allow Oswald to get in range. And the bear slap underneath the tower. They're going to still dive underneath. That's a double kill coming in for the Kai'Sa.
So let's first talk about Kyler. Kyler, he knew that 3 people were topside. He knew at least Sejuani as well as Fiora there. Mid lane's missing. Discipline play coming out from the river. Backing all the way to the inhibitor turret. Really well played. They lose a turret topside, but at the same time, the rest of Don't Mind make the proactive play bot lane. Tahm Kench goes in, gets the slow down, allows Udyr to come in. Remember, he didn't do much. He just bear slapped the turret once, but now they're going to try and dive towards Kyler.
Kyler, Grand Challenge is used, able to get that stun, but still the dive is coming on through. And able to at least trade 1-for-1 as Cruz was the one tanking tower.
Couple of misplays coming out there, but wow, he's going in.
Going in. That's going to be Zonius. It's too early. Doesn't matter. Stopwatch isn't able to save him, but here comes that Udyr. It's going to shred apart the Vladimir.
That was a good play from Udyr that time out. He's now got a bounty on his head as well. Here was that play topside there. Kyler with the 1-on-2 outplay. So he flashes nice and early here. Managed to get underneath the turret and stuns Cruz first. This is where Cruz should have backed out. Cruz, as soon as he got stunned, should have slid backwards, dropped the turret aggro, and then allowed Rebenga to go forward with the stun first.
I hear a Kench. Kench coming in. They're looking to try and pinch here onto the Sejuani. Gets back to safety, though, with that blast cone, but this blue buff has just been this Udyr's the entire game now.
You can tell that Don't Mind have practiced this exact composition a few times because every single Tahm Kench ultimate except for the first kill bottom lane onto Kyo, where Tahm Kench ultimated a Kai'Sa into the back
It's
line.
the bear delivery.
Been the bear.
It's
the bear delivery system. It's like, I think they should give it a trademark. You know, call a bear. Not build a bear, it's call a bear.
Call the bear.
Cruz is now swapped. He's in the mid lane.
Trying to get some damage there. Turret, though, does go down as they lane swapped up toward the top side of the map.
I like this because Don't Mind need to open up the map more. Sejuani can fight wherever the hell she wants. Long range initiation. She's got a gap closer. Melee champions can help prop her passive as well. Udyr can't. Doesn't have that luxury. He needs Tahm Kench or he needs an open map where he could find Fog of War to flank from. So I like that they're swapping it, make it so that, yes, they're trading turrets and not getting a pure advantage, but they're opening up the map on the sides. Now Udyr can gank for Ribbon Sling, can hide in Fog of War, can find alternative routes to go for a flank, which is nice. HG do make a proactive decision there. They understand that they're being traded, but they trade up by taking a Dragon for themselves, and they're pushing for mid lane while Don't Mind get caught.
It's very important for them to get down this first tier tower in mid lane, allows them to get this map pressure now, as we got Baron coming up in 50.
So I like the proactive attempt that came out of Don't Mind. I think it was a good decision to try and push. However, they made a couple of mistakes. One, they didn't respond to the Dragon play. Fine. You're giving away a Dragon. It's not the end of the world. It's an Infernal. It's a big objective to pick up, but it's not the end of the world. Giving away the mid lane was uncalled for. Don't Mind push the top inhibitor, a top tier turret down, tier 1 turret. That's when they should have backed off. As soon as that turret falls, you hit recall, or you sprint mid lane. Because if you don't do that and you do what Don't Mind just did, which they push towards the second turret, then everybody from HG goes, well, they're not going to be able to take down that top lane inner turret with one push. They're going to need a few. So they then lose mid lane because of it. Don't Mind were pinging down, by the way. They thought they can try and take it.
They're doing it.
You've got to be kidding me.
All right, Fish, let's see how well this goes.
I want this to work, but on the way pings are already coming out from HG.
They're also so far away right now. Look at the rest of the team. Oh no, they're caught out. He flashes into the Sejuani ultimate. Kenj is able to eat him back up over toward the side. They're able to get him to safety, but it's not far enough. Killer Instinct, though, into the middle of the fight. And on the side of Don't Mind, they're trying to turn this one around. They need to focus onto the Vayne, and it's going to be able to survive. Kyler now in the middle of this fight, turns it around. Able to get the kill in response, but it's a double kill onto Vladimir. 4 members fall on Don't Mind.
That was a cute play coming out from Don't Mind, but they didn't have the right setup to make it work. They were trying to sneak a Baron. There's some crucial things you need to do to sneak a Baron, but first, Rebenga with a great initiation. Once this started, there was no way that Don't Mind were winning the fight. The only thing they could do is try and trade even. I like that Kai'Sa did her best to jump back into the fight to help out here. That Wind Slash was used way too early from Kyler. This is the time where he should have used it. Pick up a kill, trying to turn it around eventually. He wouldn't have had to jump back in for the suicide. So at the end of the day, it's a 4-for-2 trade going in favor of HG. Now, if you want to set up a sneaky Baron play like that, you need a few things. One, somebody on the bottom side of the map being a distraction. In this case, Fiora is ahead of Riven. You can't send Kyler to the bottom side of the map because it's opened up so well that if Kyler pushes so far ahead, Cruz can get an easy kill, teleport to Baron if they spot you out. Second, you need all your waves shoving or at least a lot of pressure mid lane. That's where I would have put both Morgana as well as Tahm Kench mid so that Kai'Sa and Udyr had less attention to Baron. But because somebody was happy feeding through the river, of course HG are going to go, where are the 3 players on the map at 20 minutes in the game?
Nice little catch out here coming out, though, on the side of Don't Mind. They're going to go ahead, eat up the Braum, bring him on in. That's going to be a nice kill going on over to Hoswa. Now sitting on that Rage Blade, and the Storm Razor completed. We're still waiting for that Rage Blade to come online. They're doing it again, Fish!
Kyler's not here. Cruz isn't here either.
Things are coming out. They know something's up right now.
I hope they know they can't take this Baron, and they're trying to force a fight. Because it doesn't seem like they know that.
But already they've taken so much damage from that Baron attempt that it doesn't matter. Double kill coming in as they find themselves the kill. Endless trying to run away. Grand Challenge has already been spotted. Tries to get back on over. It doesn't matter. Now the Baron's going to get started on the side here of Hey Gaming.
This is gone unless Kai'Sa can get a Miracle Steal or Kyler can get here in time. This is going to be Hey Gaming picking up a Baron. Now, I don't think that Don't Mind understand. There is no way they're getting this Baron. What happened? You're pointing at the screen.
There's T-Fo's catch. It was just, it has his tongue out all the way.
So, I don't think that Don't Mind understood. There's no way they're getting that back. That wasn't a sneaky play. Hey Gaming knew exactly what Don't Mind were trying to do there. They had vision of them moving towards the pit and starting Baron. So, in that case, Don't Mind should understand, by doing this, they are setting up for a forced fight. It would have been a brilliant thing if Don't Mind were doing this to force a fight, but firstly,
Nobody was in position to force a fight. Secondly, we're 22 minutes into the game. There's no way they are bursting that Baron down in time for them to take it before Hey Gaming can react. No way. And Hey Gaming just have the superior fighting comp at this stage in the game. Look at Rebenga, both times going towards the Baron pit. Easy initiation for the Sejuani. You've got a Vladimir who has 3 items and boots now. He is well and truly online, 5-1-1, 800 gold bounty. So I think that was a very poor decision coming out from Don't Mind, and it's quite clear they had this sneaky strategy in mind. It's worked a few times in scrims. It didn't work the first time. They tried to force it the second time and realized that's not going to work either.
Yeah, because otherwise this game was rather even still. Hey Gaming were maybe a couple hundred gold ahead, and now they got themselves a 3,000 gold lead. They have this Baron still available. Don't know if they'll be able to get themselves an inhibitor just yet. Still very early on in the game. They're playing pretty passively, so they don't want to push too far forward past the river line. Instead, just allowing Cruz to get some more damage down toward that bot lane, try and push in onto Kyler. Everyone's still not looking to put too much pressure down.
You dance all you want, Hausa. House, sorry.
I haven't seen a whole lot of endless.
It's getting to the point where Hey Gaming's composition is well and truly on. It's a team fighting comp with a split pushing Fiora. It's a 4-1 composition. All they have to do is group up in that exact order, which they're doing right now. 4 players in the mid lane, 1 player in the bottom lane. Fiora is ahead of Riven and can afford to fight Riven in that lane. The other 4 members are too strong at team fighting. There's not much they can do. The only thing I believe Don't Mind can do right now is look for a pick on that 1 lane.
Cruz going for a shot here. Gets back underneath tower, and you can still see the amount of damage that just comes out with a quick Q weaved in with the auto.
And the problem with Don't Mind looking for a pick is they can't pick the 4. There's no way that any combination of Don't Mind are going to win that 4-on-4 fight.
Sarah!
Look at that. Sarah's just going in.
Goes on in, gets the spell shield though available from Endless, able to soak up some of that damage. Now, returning onto the fight, the Braum a little too far forward. Cruz just diving into the middle of the entire team. Badger has to use the shield, but still is just gonna fall. And Hey Gaming are diving the side of Don't Mind underneath the inhibitor.
Again, there's no scenario where Don't Mind win that 4-on-4. The only way they could have found a way back into this is if they managed to get a pick onto Cruz by sending either Morgana, Tahm Kench, Udyr down towards the back of the Fiora. Getting a pick there doesn't work. They get dived on by Sarah in the mid lane, and he just has too much damage at this point. 5-1-3 on the Vladimir. He's got the 3 items that we saw before. It's almost lights out for Don't Mind. Their composition is not going to be online anymore, and Hey Gaming now have the late game.
So 2 inhibitors are going to fall here in Don't Mind's base. Getting a bit dire. Let's take another look here toward that mid lane. Get a really weird skirmish. Hey Gaming try and force it. End up getting caught out. Sarah, it's just the damage from this Vladimir now. Insane.
You see Hitman tanks up all the damage, he just doesn't care. And Cruz slides into Kaiser's DMs. Just sends him an Instagram, DM like, hey, what's up? How you doing today, Hausa?
Hey, you up?
Yeah, hey, you up is basically what Cruz sent there. Hausa's like, no, 6 feet under, sorry.
So now 6,000 gold, 12-11. Kill count is close, but this game is not. We've got a minute till the next Baron joins us. We're also going to have another Elemental Drake. Also, though, Hey Gaming are going to feel pretty confident for themselves. And unfortunately, it seems like our Udyr pick is going to disappoint a little.
A little? I still don't understand what this pick was for.
It was for the sneaky Baron play, but it just hasn't worked out. They keep trying.
Nothing has really worked about this Udyr that wasn't Hey Gaming's fault. Sorry. The gank top lane, the flash into nothing. The dragon was a mistake as well.
I don't know if you call that. That was a strategic bait.
Tinfoil hats are on. Hey Gaming's going to make the push. I think don't mind just need to go for that Hail Mary play. Hope that Hey Gaming make a critical mistake during a team fight.
But
go for it now.
Unfortunately, there's already members onto their back line. Kyler's forced to use the ultimate. They're able to find the kill onto the Udyr. Causeway tries to get back over to safety, gets eaten up by the Kench, but unfortunately it's still a double kill for this Vayne. The Fiora also going to add on to that total. 15 to 11. Nexus towers are going to fall. We even got Badger already leaving. Don't mind. They do mind. They've already left the game. Nexus is going to fall. And Hey Gaming are going to go ahead and take the victory.
Hey Gaming pick up the victory. And I mean, they drafted for it. The team fights at the very end were solid. Cruz was able to go to town on the Fiora pick. The 4-1 composition worked very well for Hey Gaming. It just tore apart Don't Mind. And I actually don't mind. Don't Mind's. Haha. I don't mind their composition if they change the Udi into something else. It's not a meta pick for a reason, and
yeah,
he didn't show
it wasn't
anything
even
new with it.
Like it wasn't played even properly at that point. We saw them try and cheese this Baron twice. First time they got away with it. Well, they got away with it by not dying. Second time though, they got fully punished, and after that, there's really no way you're coming back in that game unless Hey Gaming literally sit in their base for 2 minutes.
Yeah. Again, there's just so many other picks that they could have used in the jungle with the exact same result. And bear in mind, you have great support for your Kai'Sa bot lane. You've got a Morgana mid lane. Oh, don't do it. Don't do this. Not like this.
Production wants to remind you.
People are going to come and fight you when you do this. I don't understand how they don't know that a fight is coming.
Oh, see, he got even a bit unlucky too because he got knocked up by the Baron. And there's just nothing you can do there. Well, there is something you can do. You cannot do the Baron in the first place.
Or not split. Again, there's so many good picks. Zac would have been great. Bear in mind, you want to take away the early sneaky Baron potential. Sure, you might need something like Udyr, but there's other champions that can do that too. Go for Master Yi. I think that's even more viable than Udyr at the moment.
Yeah, bit better actually.
And I mean, look at the composition they had. If they were picking Riven to try and match the one-man split push, sure. Cruz played better in the lane itself, so they won that fair and square. But what if they went for something like Zac? Something tanky in the jungle, who had initiation. Same way they went for Sejuani on the side of Hey Gaming. Now you suddenly have a formidable fighting composition. Because you've got champions that can peel very well for Kai'Sa, who's a hyper carry. And you can just peel for them in that 4-man comp. Vayne does very well in a 4-1 split push because you're removing one player from the other team in a team fight. I mean, there's less targets for Vayne to worry about. Less chance of being hit by crowd control, being killed by a strong carry in the other team. But at the same time, Kai'Sa can do the exact same thing, especially when you've got a Morgana as well as the Tahm Kench to peel for. Plenty of ways to do so. Just didn't see too much of the composition. I thought there was a little bit more. Would have liked if they used Tahm Kench a bit more of the Udyr as well to get perfect flanks with the Tahm Kench ultimate. We didn't see too much of it though.
No, the only like we saw maybe two. There was one flank that went in, but again,
one good Kai'Sa flank, one good Udyr flank as well.
Yeah,
but it just happened twice. And then when we hit 20 minutes, they were still in the game. I don't think that Don't Mind were out by then. But the double force on Baron was a very silly play.
It's desperate. You're just trying to hope that you can cheese in a win pretty much at that point.
And Hey Gaming played solid and standard, and that was enough to win. And sometimes that's all you need. You don't need to play flashy. Just solid and standard is going to be enough.
Let's take a look here. Yeah, your damage totals pretty much go in line to what you should be expecting from this match. Vladimir with 20,000 in that mid lane. Yeah, Udyr only 3,500. Did less than the Braum as far as damage to champions.
I know. Braum tried to fight him.
Yeah, the Ignite and the Q coming out, trying to finish him off. And our man of the match going to go on over to Sarah. I think 5, 1, and 4.
It was a big Vladimir. I disagree with that, though. I feel like Rebenga should have taken the MVP there. I think the Sejuani set up a lot of the plays. Sejuani was the reason why Cruz was able to bounce back in the top lane. And if you look at both instances of the Baron plays, it was Rebenga that was there first, laying down crucial crowd control for Vladimir to follow up on. He already had a lane where nothing much was going to happen. He was pushed in by Morgana. And then once he gets the 2-3 items, he's going to be fine. It's a Vladimir. So I actually think Rebenga deserved that a little bit more because he did set up all the plays for Vladimir to knock down. And without Rebenga, that top lane play coming out from Cruz would not have bounced him back into the top lane. That would have been Riven who would have dominated the top lane matchup throughout.
We'll see there. Again, did still have a nice performance on the Vladimir.
He
Did
didn't
get
have a
those
bad
kills.
game. He had a good game.
Exactly. Of course, so we're going to go ahead and take a short break, but when we do come back, it's going to be our final game of the night. JPV Esports taking on Imperium Pro Team, so don't go anywhere, guys. C-Tor will be back.